Hi. Wow. Okay, it's Louise Loudspeka. I'm a poet, spoken word artist, MC, and yeah, this is the first time I've ever been live, so let's hope it goes well and there's no technical hitches. If there's anything issue with the sound, let me know. I'm going to start off with some music and some words, and then I'm going to do some a cappella, so hopefully that's all going to work out. I might try repositioning slightly. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, the first one is called Pandoras Bubble. Okay, this is Pandoras Bubble, about the history of the corporation. Bubble at repeal, Pandora's box unsealed, protected membrane burst, lid is off the mainframe, it's released the corporate curse. This was the beginning, things getting gradually worse. To the bankers' recent bailout, the law was a precursor. Accountability raiders crawling further and further down the hole with a grandfather clock. Power responsibility separated it, sealed it off. The whole world waits with bated breath. What will be the cost? You're all trying to fathom out who really is the boss behind the green mask. A fundamental ask for international transactions tax. Global power, our hands lack. If banks and multinationals were fairly taxed, there'd be enough theoretical money to transact for global welfare. Perhaps, or is it all a big international debt trap? Tax the banks, do we fear collapse? Do all politicians need to admit they feel that? We have built a world party complex to map. Input the output, what will the system bring back? How that interconnected lives now react. Policy of integrity, yesterday they back in the face of complexity, lose confidence to act. We can get the bandage, trace it back. The first corporate executive, South Sea Company, point of fact. Content count in Parliament, the executives were sacked. The face of complexity can be unmasked. They do not add to the face of our humanity, they only subtract. International law against the power of contract. And the international corporate hijack, rethink the corporation, localise, backtrack. And the international corporate hijack, rethink the corporation, localise, backtrack. Continue on with my pacifist attack. Arms to Saudi, on Yemen, yeah, down they crack. Roll a tank down your dirt track. Taxpayers' bill, up you rack. We need to end the international arms hijack. Rethink the tank, localise, backtrack. End the international arms hijack. Rethink the tank, localise, backtrack. Bubble at repeal, Pandora's box unsealed, protective membrane burst, lid is off the mainframe, release the corporate curse. This was the beginning, things getting gradually worse. Round and round, we unwrap to the trade round of the gap. Then years later, round WTO tables, corporate executives were sacked, putting money into the Tea Party host hat, running all the way to the back. Cheshire Cat and the international trade hijack. Rethink trade laws, localise, backtrack. And the international trade hijack. Rethink the WTO, localise, backtrack. The bubble at repeal, Pandora's box unsealed, protective membrane burst, lid is off the mainframe, release the corporate curse. This was the beginning, things getting gradually worse. To the bankers' recent bailout, the law was a precursor. Accountability road falling further and further down the hole with the grand 5 o'clock. Power and responsibility, we separated it and then we sealed it off. Okay. Oh. Okay, so that was about the history of the corporation and about how things are presented to us as being inevitable. Like corporations are presented to us as being inevitable social structures, and they're actually not. And the first ever corporation, the South Sea Company, they were called in to account in Parliament and the executives were sacked. And for 100 years, the current corporate form was outlawed until they repealed something called the Bubble Act, which opened up Pandora's box for us to have this distorted corporation dominant social institution that we have today. It's really like not the best. Somebody wrote a book called Joel Bacon called The Corporation in 2006. That was 14 years ago, and he went through how it looks like the corporation is basically psychopathic. So he went through all the different definitions of what a psychopath is and concluded the corporation was psychopathic, and that was 14 years ago. So we need to challenge these things that are presented to us as inevitable, because they're not just, they're not democratic, they're not fair. So yeah, okay. So that was called Pandora's Bubble. Right, this is my first live stream. I'm a fafftivist, so I'm faffing with my music at the side. So let me know if the levels are good. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go on to the next one. 1 second. nice one about tax evasion. Nice and cheery, isn't it? Panama pages are taking more ages. The gavers, razors in cages are cages. Raise living wages. What do you leak? The oil on peak needs more than a tweak. We are human life. You can't take us for cheap. Emergency and strife. The alarm's going beep. Tax loopholes are rife. You are so discreet. Your offshore accounts justice will soon delete. House prices rising. They are getting steep. Cooperative buys. Reclaim oppressed streets. Cooperators, allies. We don't compete. Your sweepstake, our stake. Sweep ashore the sea. Breathing for survival. Clean air doesn't stifle. Re-evolution. Up cycle. Search for freedom deep. You know. Primal. Lady Justice giving fair warning. It is final. Red. Quill. Levels. Capitol Hill. Debt no unpaid bill. Distortion runs a till. Know your rights. Upskill. Empire. No sequel. Appendix compiling XR from British R. Food banks walk the extra mile. You can queue a while. Say let them eat cake. We'll put you on trial. Make you smile. Sweeten up. Tate and Lyle. Sugar and spice, not all things nice. One spit and price shark. Three blind mice, roll the loaded dice. High price of life for an equal slice. No cake, no rice, put the bread on ice. She's stepping out into the arena. Thinks that she's hidden it. You've already seen her getting to the point of the ballerina. Never gonna be prima, but we're dancing free of ego schema to the lands that are greener. Phasing off the grid, cause they're gonna lock it. 1/8 for a quaver, a quarter, a crotchet. Stitch in time, saves 9 in the pocket. People before profit, planet before rocket. Solar space mission is to dock it with the wild frontier of Davy Crotchet. Indigenous removal, folklore stamina. America and Canada, undivided algebra, unscramble Africa, the pharmaceuticals, extract with a spatula, true riches and community, not per capita, patent those drinks and you bite like Dracula, overpricing is a silent massacre, where does compassion set the parameters, a no borders traveller? Waiting in the wings, so they are far flung. I can't get on the ladder, I can't get on the run. It owns us and it makes us undone. So to wider circles we will run. Can't always keep up, can't always go faster. Can't elevate self to the role of the master. Jack of all trades, the master of none. Trying to juggle but can't always hold on. Source to the centre, to the light that is shone. To be centered is to be truly strong. Charmed by a player who said, play along. And now I'm grieved. The spirit is gone. Remake the height from which I fell. And send the kids to quell. Stepping out of the lockdown hermit cell. Okay. Yes, okay, Panama Pages. Thanks for the solidarity. Big up Emily Rosenfeld and friends saying hello. It's quite funny seeing the little messages come up. How exciting. Okay, right. I'm going to have to restart that music. So now I'm faffing. 1 sec. Whew, just catch my breath. I've got to get more fit. I've been going on a few bike rides. The lockdown has been happening, but got to increase it. Got to get on that trampoline, isn't it? Okay, so... Okay, this is called Split Infinity. Don't want to act to maximise my own utility. When you split the atom, you split infinity. Solo transcends the disintegrated symphony. My codependence is in perfect symmetry. Raise my kaleidoscope of infinite possibility to the lands that lies before us, where the nation state tore us, the broken hearts of tribes. We are restorers, cause the land's the imagination. Yes, it has no borders. Does it all sync up naturally or disintegrate in catastrophe? Can someone show a map to me? I can't plot my own anatomy. Well adjusted to a sick society, got no measure. Tell who will rescue me from the pit of stealth. I want to speak from the fire from which I felt until the Buddha belly was crushed by the money belt. Read your self-fulfilling prophecy, it won't make us suffer. Stop believing in a crisis, start believing in each other. The love of community is our buffer. We're getting further than a nuclear family that makes us into parts, then trades into instruments, and then the system played us. Dictators falling above, below the equator, that only been replaced by words that do come later. The state apparatus is their creators, and the nation state itself will become the debaters, the exhibition of the alternative, the curators. 1884, 100 years before, dates all were to store, and it's the Berlin Conference, and we are all appalled. Across Africa, Bismarck, his business mark was scrawled, but Berlin makes walls, a tendency to fall. The heavens are getting heavy, starting to shake. Stones are getting restless, they're beginning to wake. I stand beneath the Washington Monument, I watch it crack and break as they evacuate the Empire State. In the shadowed empire we meditate, we all concentrate. We're rippling up the system's red tape. On the chains of injustice we will dance, we will celebrate. We're asking now for a fresh start and a clean slate. Our heart is a palette from which we paint the land of the imagination we long to recreate. We're asking now for a fresh start and a clean slate. Our heart is a palette from which we paint the land of the imagination we long to recreate. Okay, that was that one. Split Infinity. Basically, the nation state is also not an inevitable social structure, just like the corporation. And in 1884, in the Conference of Berlin, Africa was divided. It was like a tribal communities together, and just straight lines were drawn in through places in the Conference of Berlin by Bismarck, his business mark. But Berlin makes walls with a tendency to fall. So hopefully we're going to redefine how nation states, how corporations work. And so it's exciting to be at the beginning of the new world. So I guess this kind of like time alone is a bit of a chrysalis that we can come out of and envision how we really want things to be and how we want things to be different, which is quite exciting really. I've been doing a lot of spring cleaning, which has been much needed and fun. Okay, so now I'm going to do one called Pump and Dump. Without further ado, just 1 minute while I get the music. Okay, here we go. Why all of these awkward pauses, juggling all of the flying saucers? My heart is attracted to all the good causes. Greek place smashing, seized by market forces. Economic gravity overseas, drown human resources. Success demands thick-skinned disease, but mine is porous. You force us to agree to a system that bores us. Smash it, do we get all of these applauses? I wanna last collect myself and go all in. Lost, smashed fragments of myself, like that's a thing. Projects fast, steadily moving and spinning. Crash course crashed, flinging us back to beginning. I lost myself, like losing a phone. Ding dong, error sound, gone on the ringtone. Lost, never found, long song to sing alone. Whatever ground is down, wing it, but we properly thrown. Pump and dump, you got us in the grumps. Cough up your money, and you're afraid there's a lump. Won't play your cards, and we won't get trumped. Need a new algorithm, a rumpa-pump-pump. And crisscross the wires off the slave ship, gonna jump. You create money hidden so far up your run. Don't think we can handle you, but dunk. Keep running on the banks, won't stop like Forrest Gump. Slavery under the name of staff. Writings on the wall, come on, let's gaff. Theoretical resources you amassed. Filibustering, fighting which high-end faff. Fiat currency is gonna get slashed. You won't hold us into your overdraft. Pressure surge, get the mind in dispersion. Urge to have swag, but I'm left feeling so uncertain. Merge the right skills for your currency conversion. Pioneer, you got to become a whole company and a person. Emerge from the corporate beast, you went full immersion, but left in the lurch. Situation worsened, got to purge a system, cause I got an aversion. When a survival demands are like quite a burden. Wasteland of the heart, though it's physically suburban. Get a ninja grip on nutrition or it's gonna be curtains. Pump and dump, you got us in the grumps. Cough up your money, you fruit there's a lump. Won't play your cards and we won't get trumped. Need a new algorithm, a rumpa-pump-pump. And crisscross the waves off the slave ship, gonna jump. You create money hidden so far up your rump. Don't think you can handle your ba-dunk-a-dunk-dunk. Keep running on the banks, won't stop like Forrest Gump. But collective memory is where you can find us. We won't forget the roots, the history of the miners. We won't get no Alzheimer's, all the legacy that stands behind us. Conversation with all the long timers, baby boomers at the hip social climbers. Your future alternative, we designers, collective development, embrace beyond Steiners. All that energy with the full power of rhymers. Privatise health and you won't rewinders. Trade deals, we are not the undersigners. Motivation and we got the new drivers. Get in the flow of the river Thames, but the rivers of blood, how you gonna make amends? Scale is immense, paying the world's dividends. More to comprehend, how do we transcend? Pump and dump, you got us in the grumps. Cough up your money in your fruit, there's a lump. Won't play your cards and we won't get Trump. Need a new algorithm, a rumpa-pump-pump. And crisscross the wires off the slave ship, gonna jump. You create money hidden so far up your rump. Don't think we can handle your ba-dum-ga-dum-dum. Keep running on the banks, won't stop like Forrest Gump. Private banks create money in places that are hidden and unseen. They're very anal about making the process transparent and accountable. Okay, yes, just want to say that we're really hoping to... One sec. Ooh. Okay, we're raising money for the Hope Orphanage in Sierra Leone. And if you go to the Facebook page, there's links about where you can donate and support this really important project. So Punk for the Homeless is really worth checking out their page. They're just amazing people, really inspirational friends. And yeah, please do give generously if you can. That would make a real difference. Right, I'm just going to have a drink of water. A copper water bottle. This is my most exciting water bottle with this little design on. Okay, I'm going to do some acapella as well as some with music. So I'm going to do an acapella one now. Okay, here we go. To the media portrayal, the pacifist warriors are standing in sharp contrast and our arms are full of flowers to launch our pacifist attack as we look to our target and we trace it back. In our court, the bankers, they would get no reprieve. They'd be called into account and restore to humanity what they have thieved. And the debts of the poorest would be relieved because that year of jubilee we campaigned for 20 years ago still has not been achieved. And we are angry about what we have been led to believe because to money creation, yes, we've all been naive. So we're on the streets raising a shout, restore money creation, yes, make a down count before the bottom of the system all falls out. Our national teapot was standing tall and stout. The cuts and austerity picked us up and then they poured us out. But even as the cuts leave a nation in drought, we couldn't leave the bankers of London without their 2 to infinity bonus amounts. They're in their sports cars and they're driving about. Ireland saw a loophole they could not discount, so they wrote a letter with the detail. The agreements left out. Now the bankers of Ireland couldn't do without. But in England, oh no, yes, we've always been so much more clever. The government and the bankers, they're simply birds of a feather. But you can't hold the nation to ransom as your debtor just because you and the bankers went to university together. Oh boys, have we got news for you. We're part of many a merry activist crew, and in that road that your sports car is passing through, there's an ambush laying waiting for you. Now the system is a carriage designed to protect you against any stock market crashes in your revenue, but with the bow and arrow of love that the artist drew, it's coming straight for your windshield and it is shattering your perspective of you, and it's going to pierce your airbag right through until it gets to your conscience and turns it black and blue. So leave the system. The junction of integrity is what we now recommend that you do, or step away from the vehicle, hands on the head, because the spirit is going to stop and search you and the pockets of your soul. The divine will be going through because it is the conviction of conscience that is going to get you, not all my pacifist ammunition, all the flowers that I threw. In my book, it's a prize, bonus balls up. The banking system is a volcanic lottery. It's about to erupt. Now the bankers' balls are everywhere. Ooh, and all our numbers are up. You've put bonds in, our birth certificates, and the nation state model. Our lives are just lottery tickets. we're vastly concluding we are in the wrong syndicate and your national secrets very well kept. But the creation of this legal person we do not accept is the worst form of identity theft. As we watch you play Russian roulette into bonded work across the board, the fragments of our souls were swept, and in your hands our hours were kept. But embracing our true value, yes, it has effect. And your game, we can and we will offset, because the bullied of the world are now standing up for their self-respect. Okay, so that was Pacifist Attack. So we're doing a fundraiser for the Hope Orphanage, Sierra Leone. Please do check out the links on the Punk for the Homeless page and give generously if you can, because this is an important time to be giving to this situation where people are in, we all feel in bad situations, but or depending on what angle you look at it from or how much privilege you've got, but we really need people to be thinking about people in that situation. If you possibly feel like you've got the generosity in your heart to do it, we really appreciate it. Okay, so that was the Pacifist Attack. It was about how money is created and controlled, and how the banking system creates money that, like, in a way that isn't accountable. I've got a book, but it's hidden in my little secret library behind this curtain. One sec. Okay, this is a book called Modernising Money, about the history of money and how it's created and controlled, by a group called Positive Money. Recommend it quite a bit. And they've also got some really good videos about how the money system works. But we've got these little things called discredit cards. Whoa, they're upside down. And it says, break the code, write an ode instead of a chip and pin. And basically, what we're asking people to do is write a poem, ode or O-W-E-D, to the banks on some heart-shaped bunting. And we want to wrap it around the bank. So each poem is like about debt or about money or about banking. We want to record videos ode to the banks and collect a videoed montage as a creative repetition about how money works, because that is really something that has a tremendous amount of power over us and how our societies get organised and how they've been organised in the past. So asking for more justice and more accountability and all that kind of stuff. Break the code, write an ode. Part of a collective that's doing that. So yeah, that's the Pacifist Attack. So I'm going to go back to doing some more with music. Just going to have a quick drink of water. Okay, this is called Don't Bomb Anyone, nice and cheery. Screaming aloud, yeah, don't bomb Syria. Calling out, motives are tyria. No debate over action in Libya. Under the system, my voice is inferior. Stopped by ministers' interior. Spreading seeds of violence in its life bacteria. Massacres ignored in Nigeria. It's hard to separate the real from the hysteria. Double think we live in fear of, yeah, truth lost in a blare of weapons criteria. Deja vu, we done this before. 203, we're pleading for no war. Took our democracy out the door, and a million lined the Whitehall floor. 600 cities you ignore, repeating history, karma's law. Seeds of violence beget more. Murder is hidden in the spore. World's got the blood and the guts, you got the gore. Financial crash you try to store. Arms traders call the shots of prices rise and fall. A wrecking ball cuts up. Sacrificial tax for war. Inofficial lack of elite, unbalanced sheep. We go proud, we hit the wall straight. Eat, work, sleep, pay your tax, repeat. Eat, work, sleep, pay your tax, repeat. Hand to the flag, to the wind, to sheets. Not in our name, murder, deceit. We gave the world street, it's concrete, but inside its walls we cannot speak. The hoodwink cheat, we will defeat. We're gonna take the walls from around our street, and it's on our terms that we will meet. Screaming aloud, yeah, don't bomb Syria. Calling out, motors are tyria. No debate over action in Libya. Under the system, my voice is inferior. Stopped by ministers. Minister's interior, spreading seeds of violence and they're like bacteria. Massacres ignored in Nigeria, try to separate the real from the hysteria. As in Chilcot, we join the dots. X marks the spot, the dead said what? Destruction of the plot, tied up in knots, not in earshot. Screaming aloud, yeah, don't bomb Syria, calling out motors arteria. No debate over action in Libya. Under the system, my voice is inferior. Stopped by minister's interior, they're spreading seeds of violence and it's like bacteria. Massacres ignored in Nigeria, hard to separate the real from the hysteria. So really horrendous amounts of resources spent on arms and on Trident and on things while the NHS can't provide PPE in a sort of, I don't know what is going on, if it's a crisis or what's happening, but when I haven't got the PPE, it's just, and we're investing in arms. It doesn't really make that much sense to me. Okay, so that was Don't Bomb Anyone. And our taxpayers' money, even charities that pay tax on their employees kind of pay money towards war. There's only one group, War Resisters International, that tried to withhold their tax as a charity campaigning, but they didn't withhold it for very long because they were going to come around and seize all their equipment. So yeah, it's not a good scenario. Okay, right, I'm going to do one more with music, one sec. Okay, this is Poets Charter, a little bit of drum and the bass. Sort of. Are the levels okay? Just checking. Won't be stuck in a non-starter with reality, yes we're gonna barter. We can't keep making ourselves a martyr. Justice for poets, here is our charter. No mugs, we are getting smarter. Taking off, not in departure. Feeling small, now we're getting larger. Plugged into the flow, got my charger. Sorry, small pop. I got my charger, fluctuating through all the poles. Undulating, it's just how I roll. Suffocating in cruise control, culminating in being let out on parole. Too much sugar, feeling sickly, scratching wheezer, really picky, standing here, oh so risky, swirling cycle, spitting dizzy, matrix holes, getting glitchy, move back, they're sweating itchy. Live in the moment, get more of a blast in your life, others that don't get to cast, and the time speeds up and goes far too fast. In your life, others that don't get to cast, and the time speeds up and goes far too fast. Looking for small signs, I'm on the right path. Do the equations add up if I do the math? How much progress? Good enough at my craft. Be my own personal trainer, take myself to task. Can't get enough air in my lungs, though I gasp. I feel the sunshine and I let myself gasp on our treasure chest. There's a really tight clasp. So many said me too, so you gotta learn to ask. Live in the moment, get more of a blast in your life, others that don't get to cast, and the time speeds up and goes far too fast. Test for the gifted, bless the unscripted, committed to the sweat, their soul is a ticket, visit that's the spirit, don't cross the picket. Hate it when we feel invaded, when we dish our digits, can't rework the history of a past. Live in the moment, get more of a blast in your life, others that don't get to cast, and the time speeds up and goes far too fast. Won't be stuck in a non-starter with reality, yeah we're gonna barter. Can't keep making myself a martyr. Justice for poets, here is our charter. No mugs, we are getting smarter. Taking off, not in departure. Feeling small, now I'm getting larger. Plugged into the floor, got my charger. Okay, everybody charged up. Okay, I'm going to do another one a cappella now. Okay, yeah, support the Hope Orphanage in Sierra Leone. Look at the Punk for the Homeless page. Donate if you can. I think they've got a PayPal link. Really easy, really simple to do. I mean, I know we're not that busy at the minute, so you've got lots of time to log in. Well, you might be busy trying to make your whole economic ship survive, like quite a few people are actually. So yeah, moving swiftly on. It's hard to know what to say, isn't it? Like, 'cause everybody's in different situations, and that highlights it. This sort of situation highlights it. Okay, without further faff, I'm gonna do one about the devoted dissidents. When the economic situation was not satisfactory, Argentina, they reclaimed the factory, they recut the mastichy, and desolate places were remade as sanctuaries. We can make cans with accuracy and Swiss precision. We have the capacity to redesign the system. Revolution happens lovingly, peacefully and gently. Yes, it's already been emotionally, incrementally, because this time we're going to be doing it consensually, because it won't be hard for all to see, evidently, that the way that things have been are not the way that things were ever meant to be. We can cite examples of democracy that are further along, like perhaps the Swiss cantons will wake up one morning and the whole of the nation state may be less strong. Then a few years later, as citizens of the earth, we may be handing in our passports and travelling on. But the nation state has left us with this debt of dereliction. Look at the account balance, you need be no statistician. We're all questioning the democracy of the politician, the legitimacy of a coalition. The nation state occupies a squatted position, so we're sending those debt receivers in to issue the government with their eviction, because we ain't paying our tuition to fund your ammunition. Our universities of life run a momentous transition, and we never needed your factory education systems, so we're gathering round campfires, discovering true living, because consensus circles are about true giving, hurling into the middle our pyramid prison, and the world implodes into a kairos cataclysm as banking capitalism finds itself in slow-mo decomposition. These are very exciting times in which to be living. Yeah, these are very exciting times in which to be living, disposing of the cliques round the tables of our kitchen, discussing how on earth it is we're going to root this transition, because they ain't one or two crude Cold War position, capitalism and communism, two boxes going to fit them, but with all the multiplicity of ways we could organise our lives, our resources, we can make for you a whole exhibition. And we are determined now that in the days to come, this revolutionary shift will truly come to fruition, that it will not stay a pseudo-intellectual, highly conceptual fiction. We're going to reclaim the law. We have free man and free woman jurisdiction. We are the devoted dissidents. Please hear our benediction. Yes, we are the devoted dissidents. Please hear our benediction. Okay, nice bit of dramatic one. There aren't just capitalism and communism. We could do things in so many different ways. Big up all the mutual aid groups showing the way. Okay, how are we doing for time? One sec, just a time check. Okay, I'm going to try one more. I think I've got time for one more. Have I got time for one more? Does anybody want to say something? Okay, I'll just carry on with one more. Meaning and Pleasant Land. I'm going to do this one without music, even though I have music for it. Okay. 18th century futurists, way past 1984. We see how true it is. We are hiding out with thought crimes, fugitives, identity cards, CCTVs, going down for thought crime and lockdown, evasion, restrictions, you and me. And we're fleeing to these peripheries, and our compass it navigates intuitively as deserted fields yield unharvested crops. Factory war clocks displace the crowing cocks, and the cuckoo it spit the lyrics of time, and we'll rhyme with it, and we'll chime with it, and we will try and keep time with it. Subvert Greenwich mean time, allow more words than we should in a lyricist line, distill it down to a fine science, or issue ourselves with a creative license, in time with my interpretive metronome, not the tone drone of these machine-built beats, net engineered on the genome to generate these repeats. We are not cloned into a mini-me puppet. When the beat stops to flow, we're gonna need to interrupt it, and the rhythm of our heart is syncopated, paradoxical in style, under yet overrated. Weaknesses their strengths, and they are recreated with a vision of new landscapes. We reach out to touch this, can't contain it in our hands, but perhaps our fingertips can brush this. Search for the ancient Mayan treasure, the cities of gold. They may not look that pretty, but Dick Whittington's dream, could Livingston or Boris shift the air of the city? Some gra familiar, pioneering architects that break with the norms, replace these mechanical right angles with natural forms. Touch what we shouldn't do, and our hands get tainted. Remark on the interlocking cogs, and the system it won't sate us. It'll berate, maim and fate us. Now pin my concerns to the economy's cathedral doors with Martin Luther, and we dethrone the economic soothsayers, and we catch the global chess players. Interpreters take a concept, they redefine it. They take the small print written on those trade deals and they underline it. And we strengthen the hands of the southern nations, so your contracts, they don't sign it. Interpreters take a concept and they redefine it. Take the trade deals, small print of trade deals, and they underline it. Strengthen the hands of the southern nations, so your contracts, they don't sign it. Milton Friedman, Chicago School of Economics. Modern day pirates, the architects of these universal trade laws, building on a history of theft with more sophisticated tools, but the assumptions of your economic grasp make me want to walk out and vomit, or take a spatial trip to far away with Wallace and Gromit. Patriarchy's dressed up in the wrong pinstripe trousers, wipe my sleep off my eye so I can see through my metaphorical browser. Uni breaks into verse with anticipation. Calling forth the levelling tribe with anticipation. One sec. Okay. Uni breaks into verse with anticipation, calling forth the levelling tribe for emancipation, rooted global in the local. Being of this earth, it ain't no local. We are all of the levelling tribe, so we need to stand tall. Time to realign. We make a visual sign as we move to a new space and time continuum. Caesar, carpe diem, returning England to the green and pleasant land before the machine robots stop sabotaging these other lands with this ever-extending Optimus Prime hands under the law of supply meets demand. Transformers, they're pirates in disguise, and we deconstruct the robotic Iron Man that blocks out our view from the skies. And with every trade law that is realigned, the sculpture is reshifted before our eyes, and spiritual light seeps through the bronze skies, dancing side by side as the spirit level realigns. As heavy darkness lifting clouds, we see what was shrouded, dancing side by side on this old found levelled land, and a spacious space is spanning all around us. In the spirit's breath, the atmosphere sighs. Now the groaning of these isles are relieved. Okay, that was the meaning and pleasant land. Okay, I might have 3 minutes. I might do a random vegan one for animal rights randomly. It's an outtake of somebody else's track, so let's see if I remember it. So big up the Mother and Nine Tails and M9. I did this track with them, so I'm just going to do the little bit that I did in it. Imagine going vegan would be mission impossible, but like a rebirth from inside the oracle, herbivore teeth make it so logical. We are the force, we are unstoppable, adaptable changes, remove every obstacle, care for the animals, be more responsible, get in, fruits that are tropical, witness the fitness changes phenomenal, vegan rebirth, the creatures of the earth, they're grass fed and they're on the home turf, no skin off your nose or your leather purse. Imagine the conditions for the animals, it's worse. Loudspeaker coming in, nice green van, bring my dreams into reality, always been the plan. Going hard, it's the vegan, don't say you can't, oh yes you can. Okay, so that was my vegan piece. I'm called Loudspeaker. You spell my name a little weird, it's S-P-E-K-A, because I'm a bit dyslexic and special like that, but also because somebody else already had the URL and I didn't want to have too many followers, you know, after gigs, so my page is really hard to find. So yeah, Loudspeaker, check out my other stuff, give me some feedback. Bzzz, Loudspeaker likes feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on what I said, because there's a lot of intense stuff in there, do give me and share your thoughts. But yeah, big up Punk for the Homeless. Please do check out their page, donate on their PayPal, it's really simple. Let's see what time it is. Oh, 2 minutes. So yeah, do support them. And I've been Louise Loudspeaker. I've got another page called Break the Code that links to the credit card, and that's with a collective of other artists that are amazing, and we're hopefully going to do our own live gig sometime. Thanks for the inspiration, and thanks for asking me Gary and Punk for the Homeless and all the amazing people and all the other amazing performers that I've watched have been really amazing. So thank you, take care, God bless. Thank you, Louise Loudspeka. Oh, how do I finish this off? This is the final faff down.